They do, and I think I love that man, Bo. I am growing so fond of him. He's a ritual every Sunday.
You are not going fond of the Peter, man. You just want to ridicule him on television.
I am going to try a new strategy today when we eventually get around to talking about him in depth.
It's not going to feel like ridicule when you patronize him. No.
I will be showering him with love and affection, Bomani, because you have to admit, this is good for us. Right?
I mean, us.
Yeah, I mean, not so much him, but us. And that's most important. The first name today, Tom Brady. Brady and the Pats beat the Packers 31-17 last night, Bo, and after the game, Rodgers seemed quite frustrated. How do you think Aaron Rodgers honestly felt after watching the performance of Brady, supporting cast, and those coaches do what they did?
You know, here's the thing. Tom Brady didn't play especially well. The numbers certainly aren't bad, but that wasn't some great Tom Brady performance.
Correct.
They won the game by 2 touchdowns, right? Like, Tom Brady does not have to show up and play the game of his life in order to give his team a chance. Now, maybe it doesn't have to go that far for the Packers. They just have a chance. They don't need the best game of Aaron Rodgers' life. But they do need him to play well. And when he plays well, the expectation is you will now make all these other guys play well. That's just not what the Patriots are asking of Tom Brady. And it's got to be relieving for Brady when you think about it that way.
It's funny in retrospect to see the lead up to this game was advertised by NBC as Jordan versus LeBron, but this is not what we have, and I think it's instructive to understand why it's not that way. These guys are closer to contemporaries, Bo. Tom Brady sent his TB12 method book to Rodgers. Rodgers took aspects of the diet for himself. And more to the point here with the play calling, the NFL and the NBA are very different. The NFL demands not only the greater mathematical number of players involved to be involved, but there are these coaches who really do decide a ton. Julian Edelman threw a touchdown to James White, or threw a long pass to James White. Mike McCarthy would never do a gadget trick play like that. Rodgers just has to be jealous of that in a little bit at least.
Well, it's more like Kobe LeBron versus Jordan LeBron, because the age gap is about the same between the two of those.
Yes.
7 years between LeBron and Kobe. You got about 6 or 7 on the calendar between Brady and Rodgers. Like, it fits more in that line. But where this has become interesting, at least in terms of like the historical magnitude of it, is I think most of us would agree that Aaron Rodgers is more physically talented than Tom Brady.
I would agree on that.
But Tom Brady's got those rings. But the thing for him on the rings was, especially those first 2, he was the quarterback on those teams, but those teams weren't his in that way. Since Aaron Rodgers has been the starter, the expectation is you are going to take us wherever we go. With Brady, what it is we need you to go out here and make the right decisions and throws, which is not the same thing.
No, and when Rodgers is out, we see what the Packers are like. We've seen the Patriots taste success when Brady's not there.
All right, next name is the Saints. Drew Brees and them handed the Rams their first loss of the season yesterday by dropping 45 on one of the league's most respected defenses. Did this game convince you that the Saints are better than the Rams?
I think it did, and the Rams have been the story that we've been sold about exceptionalism. They have this offense which is prolific in all world, and that is what we saw yesterday, but there's also this defense, and the defense is getting gashed on the screen right now, and they got gashed all night, Bo. I don't think that defense, despite the 4 #1 picks on that defensive line, now Fowler and Brockers and Sue and Donald, where were they? Because Drew Brees basically got to be the best version of Drew Brees all night, and if that defense isn't there, what's better about the Rams than the Saints?
Well, here's the thing. You say that as though the Saints defense did not give up 35 points.
Oh, they're also
right. They got the game at home. They gave up 35 also. I still think that the Rams have a better defense than the Saints do. Now, this does not mean just because we got one game, the outcome went a different way, that everything winds up flipping up. So, no, I am not convinced that the Saints are necessarily better. I am convinced, though, the Rams might want to get home field. Like, if this comes up to them playing against the Saints again, you'd much rather play that game on your own turf than go away from it. Whatever happens, though, if these two teams are going to play, they're going to light up the scoreboard. Either way it goes. Like, DVOA is very kind to the Rams in terms of their defense.
Yes.
Points allowed against other actual good teams, not so kind.
Yeah, they've given up 27+ to 4 of the NFC playoff possibilities, but you mentioned the scoreboard being lit up. Let's watch Michael Thomas light all sorts of things up, including the emotions of the announcers. Because he has this long 72-yard touchdown catch, goes for the cell phone.
He got the flipper.
In tribute to Joe Horn.
More people have those things than you realize, by the way.
It's not just Andrew Luck.
Yeah, no, he said he had to go to a hole-in-the-wall liquor store.
That's right.
In order to get that. And my question is, why were you at the liquor store? Did you happen to see the phone was there, or were you there already?
Yeah, what was the chicken or the egg in that scenario? But, Bo, people are angry. Announcers are angry because of this. Is this something that bothered you?
The
dude had 211
yards. Yeah, but he was there, all that. Oh, Troy Aikman was mad.
Yeah. I respect you, Michael Thomas, and all of your Aikman-angering ways. The next name is Sam Darnold. The Jets' rookie quarterback tossed 4 more interceptions yesterday in a loss to the Dolphins, bringing his season total to a leading 11 picks. Bo, is Todd Bowles putting his job in even more jeopardy by continuing to let Sam Darnold struggle like this?
I mean, his job is gone, right? But the idea of playing Sam Darnold at this point is at the expense of the franchise. Like, once you made the decision, basically what teams seem to be doing with rookie quarterbacks is, as long as he's not going to fall on his face, we're just going to throw him out there. They had one quarterback who probably was better suited to play this year, which is Teddy Bridgewater.
Yes.
Maybe even 2 when you get to Josh McCown, right? The Jets have decided if this is best for Darnold, if playing right now through these struggles is best for him, then they are going to do it. If it gets Todd Bowles fired, they were going to fire Todd Bowles anyway.
If they are looking for Sam Darnold to get all of the turnovers out of his system, they have another thing coming. Because in college, in his last year at USC, he had 22 turnovers. That was more than 34 FBS teams. This has always been the knock on a guy who was getting his face mashed by that helmet behind us. But, Bo, Todd Bowles is gone because they're going to do the thing where they say, you know, Peyton Manning under Jim Mora also led the league in picks for a rookie, and then he got Tony Dungy. They're going to say Jared Goff had Jeff Fisher, and then he got Sean McVay. They're hoping, I think, that someone replaces Todd Bowles and waves a magic wand and everything is better.
No, I just think they're done with Todd Bowles. I don't even know how much that has to do with Sam Darnold. Like, he's had, what is this, the 4th year that they've had him?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's about time. Have you shown anything? Not really. Now his time is up. Now, I'm not nearly as charged up about this, though, as Bart Scott. Bart Scott was on the Jets postgame show. And, I mean, I don't know if he still plays on the team, but he's acting like it. Check this out.
4 sacks. Holding Oswald at 15 for 24 for 139.
Oh, yeah.
The hell are you talking about? Well, that's the type of statement that pisses me off in the locker room as a defensive player, and we got to have a conversation. Because you start pointing fingers saying, we ain't doing good enough. You didn't do good enough. You didn't represent us good enough. You didn't prepare us good enough. You didn't make adjustments. We had questions, and you didn't give us any answers. How about that one?
What did you make of the response?
Get the hell out of here.
You knew Bart was
his drawing board. Let's take his drawing board.
I hear you.
I don't know why my man thought Bart was done. He's like, yeah, I'm going to segue. No, there's not going to be a segue at all here.
But is this one of those bigotry of low expectations things for Darnold? Because it's kind of like Bart Scott doesn't expect Darnold to be helpful
but what
at
it
all.
is though when Bowles says you need to force more turnovers, and they're like, yo, the score was 13-6. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, fair point.
Next name's the Cowboys. First Take is live in Arlington, Texas, ahead of Titans Cowboys tonight. And they invited Michael Irvin on the show, who wanted to make his case to trade for Amari Cooper. Let's just watch Money Mike. Let's just go to Money
We're talking
Mike.
about number of champions.
Okay.
We're still up there right now.
I asked you a
Those
question.
teams
I asked you a question.
So, well, when you go to history, let's go into history. Don't just go to your history. Let's go to the history. And I think tonight right here in Dallas,
my Lord.
we see the dawn of a new day. The beginning of a new age. In a time where the Cowboys will rightfully regain and take their proper spot among kings. Do you hear me? Regain and take their proper spot among the kings. I'm just letting you know, baby.
Just letting you know, Pablo, you with it?
I have no idea what he was saying. I just want more of this. I want Stephen A. to travel the country and sort of take on whoever the resident hot take veteran retired player is, because that was the sweat, Bo. That's the sweat. You worked with Dan. He was sweatier than anything left
But you say you want Stephen A. to take on whoever the local is. Is the local going to be Michael Irvin? Right? Unless the local is going to be Michael Irvin, we can't just replicate this. We're not just going to show up at a Chargers thing and be like, yo, Lance Allworth, he gave us the same exact thing. No, this is Michael Irvin. He is wild, man. Their spot among kings. They are so thirsty to be better. Say what you want about Cowboys fans. You can't call them fair weather. The weather ain't been good in a very, very long time. They still remain with a remarkable level of energy for this.
I just no pressure, Amari Cooper. All you got to do is make the Cowboys look like royalty.
Yeah, well, hey, man, look, I don't know how much it takes for Michael Irvin to actually believe that his loyalty that we have here. He was sweating. At some point, he was like, why am I sweating? And I'm like, I don't know, Michael Irvin.
Well,
why are you sweating?
Yeah,
because it's really, really warm in there. Coming up
theories.
next, find out who is questioning the Peterman. Happy birthday, Odell Beckham, 26 years old.
Oh.
Yes, today is his birthday, and I know what he's doing somewhere right now.
Is he dancing? He's dancing.
No matter what it is, no matter where it is, he's dancing.
I hope he's surrounded by those fake Odell Beckhams that can finally surround him and pay tribute appropriately.
They dancing too.
First quote. This guy has games with 4+ interceptions, and I still don't have a job in the league? Unreal. Said ex-Bills quarterback E.J. Manuel on Instagram, reacting to Nathan Peterman throwing 3 interceptions Sunday, Bo. Do you feel E.J. Manuel in this case?
All right, you have to understand. I never, not at Florida State or any other point, thought E.J. Manuel was an NFL quarterback. I literally laughed out loud when he was the first quarterback taken in the 2013 draft. He so has a point, right? Like the idea that people keep trying the Peterman out here to start and Manuel doesn't have a job. I think he's 28 years old. I'm not saying he should be starting somewhere. He can't even get a baseball cap on. Meanwhile, the Peterman, bruh.
E.J. Manuel, I have sympathy for you. I have sympathy for Colin Kaepernick. I have sympathy for any quarterback, honestly, who is still ambulatory and who watches this and is wildly frustrated with their condition. But, Bo, if I may be the inspirational, motivational speaker for the Peterman, the Peterman's QB rating went up after this game, despite the 3 picks. The Peterman was the Bills' leading rusher with 8 carries for 46 yards. Come on, he had a touch. He's responsible for the last 2 offensive touchdowns the Bills have scored. And granted, one was the rushing touchdown and the other was like weeks and weeks ago. But come on, man. Peterman. Some good news coming out of that game.
You think that was inspirational?
Like
you think if you're him sitting there watching right there, he's like, you know what? You're right. After hearing that a 3-interception game, interceptions, by the way, that you guys try to tell me weren't his fault.
They hit
but
the hands
after
first.
a 3-interception game, telling him that took his quarterback rating up, you think that's going to inspire?
On a graph, this would be an uptick.
Would that inspire you?
Bo, there's a Japanese proverb.
How about a yes or no answer?
Fall down 7 times, get up 8. And he got up that 8th time, and it is inspirational to me.
You're not even from Japan.
Peterman! No?
Quote, we need volunteers, not hostages. Says Steelers coach Mike Tomlin. Pablo, James Conner is averaging 172 yards from scrimmage over the past 4 games. Is he convincing you the Steelers don't need Le'Veon Bell?
So there is some irony in him talking about hostages because players like Le'Veon Bell see the franchise tag as the hostage tag. So on that level, that's a little funny. But the second level of irony, Bo, is that Le'Veon Bell made a case against the disposability of running backs. That was his philosophy. He needs to protect himself. But instead, he became a case for the disposability of running backs. And it's because James Conner has been this good. And it's just not a good look for Le'Veon Bell, who wants to be paid the most money ever to a running back whenever he gets to be a free agent. And so, yeah, I would be worried if I was Le'Veon Bell.
Worried about what? Like, what are you worried is going to happen?
I would be worried that people don't think I'm as good as they thought they.
But yeah, that may be the case. But here's the thing. He's going to be a free agent, right? Somebody's going to need a running back, the forces of competition. He has nothing really to lose here. In fact, I can make an argument that Bell has plenty to gain because Conner is playing so well that when Bell comes back, he might not have to log those carries that are the reason why he's not showing up in the first place since he does not want to take the carries. Yes, James Conner is good, but let's not act like James Conner is some dude off the street. James Conner was Offensive Player of the Year in a Power 5 conference as a sophomore, right? we know him so much because of the story with cancer and everything else, but he's really, really good. And so you're right. If you've got another really good running back, you don't need to pay Le'Veon Bell. But there aren't that many teams that have running backs who are playing as well as James Conner. And if you think you can go in the third round and go find one, knock yourself out. That's where the Steelers found Le'Veon Bell. But I don't see anything that Bell has to lose because this dude is playing well.
Well, I hope that Le'Veon Bell has one buyer in the market because, to your point, that's all it takes. But he's 27. And if you're going to make the case that you're an exceptional, transcendent running back, it would help if you were a little bit younger.
But show me how many other people are playing as well as James Conner. If it was a league full of people playing that well, then you're right. You can go get another one of these. How many people got another one of these?
Last quote. Yeah, we're not going to fire him. Said Magic Johnson about Lakers coach Luke Walton. Bo, if you were Luke, how would you feel hearing this vote of confidence, kind of, from your boss?
Well, I mean, if I was Luke, I was there for the conversation that took place in the beginning, like the one that got us here. So being in that conversation, I know a little bit more about what this is that is going on. It is fair for us to raise the question whether or not we overreacted just a little bit to the idea of a boss telling the manager of an underperforming unit that they might want to perform better.
Yes. However, I do think that part of this is this turning up of the heat on the boiling pot of water that is the Lakers. LeBron James, wherever he goes, he likes that water to be at a simmer, even in its resting state. So you're right, this is not some transformative, oh man, the Lakers are imploding thing right now. I could argue that the Raptors, who they got blown out by last night, they're actually a really good team. But it's just that discomfort that LeBron likes as a resting state.
But here's the thing. You keep putting all these things on LeBron like we're not talking about Magic, right?
Oh,
like it is possible that LeBron likes it this way. Do you think that Magic Johnson, do you really think that he's going down to LeBron and being like, hey, how do you want me to handle this? No, Magic Johnson, wildly successful Magic Johnson at every turn, who behaves like this in all the other businesses that he has. It doesn't stand, it totally stands to reason that he would do the same thing with Luke Walton. Maybe this is a LeBron thing, but there's a leap with no actual connection that's being made.
Oh,
there.
We see that Magic defers to LeBron as a matter of power, but you're right. And by the way, there is another LeBron story after the break. He goes to Diddy's birthday party. We will unpack that as well.
Football Reference. Bills quarterbacks have 3 passing touchdowns and they throw 3 pick sixes. They be the first team since 1977 to have as many pick sixes as passing touchdowns. And I'm blown away it even happened in 1977.
That is an impressive stat. And Nathan, they hit the hands first before the pick six happened. You can rest your hat on that. Not entirely your fault.
Just read the card.
I'm trying to be
read the card.
First number. Today's number is $15,937,500. That's how much money Sam Bradford got paid for 3 starts with the Cardinals. Bo, should other players be jealous of Sam or congratulatory?
I salute you, Sam Bradford. You may not be a legend on the field, baby, but you a legend at the bank. Good for you. Sam Bradford was the last of those bonus baby quarterbacks. The 2010 draft was the last one before the rookie wage scale. He got $50 million guaranteed. None of us thought he was that good by the end of it, but we knew it wasn't that easy to find another one like him. More money, more money, more money. And I actually kind of feel bad for him because he's been hurt for most of his career, right? Like injuries have been a story. When he played in Minnesota, he was very good.
He was very accurate.
Not so much, and he...
I mean, well, here's the thing, Bo. Imagine being Cam Newton, because Cam Newton came after him that year in 2011, and he didn't get the $50 million guaranteed. He made plenty of money, but this guy was a tipping point, not just for the rookie wage scale being a thing, but also thus how teams constructed their rosters, their cap sheets around the rookie quarterback. But what are the crazy numbers that you got?
Okay, the man has made $127.5 million in his career. This is from Darren Ravel. Yeah, we shouting out Ravel today, baby. 100 touchdowns, 61 interceptions. His teams are 34, 48, and 1. And you know what? He's probably underpaid, given that he exists in a sport that has a salary cap.
The craziest part, Bo, is that you could argue that Sam Bradford should be on our roster right now.
Remember
like
this.
The Giants, maybe?
He got an $11 million signing bonus from the Eagles in a year where he didn't even play for them.
Respect. You are the bank.
In closing, I'd like to tell anybody with a problem with LeBron going to Diddy's birthday party last night, get a grip. Check it out. TMZ has footage of LeBron pulling up with Savannah in the Rolls after the Lakers got smashed by by the Raptors. That car apparently cost $340,000 because we pocket watching, baby.
Who's counting?
Yeah, here he is. LeBron trying to walk up in the spot. He got people asking him about Luke Walton and everything else. Let me tell you a true story, man. I was out in Miami one night. I saw a dude. He recognized me. He worked in the music industry. And he was like, yo, man, we going to kick it with Puff tonight. You trying to roll? I'm like, I'm trying to go kick it with Diddy. Like, I was trying to get myself
right.
As
you should.
Man, they left the house so late. I fell asleep before they left. I slept in. I hit the dude up at 9 in the morning. It was like, my bad, dog. I fell asleep. He's like, yeah, man, we just coming in right now. That's how much fun it is to kick it with Diddy. I don't blame him for going.
I would love to go kick it with Diddy. I just want to see the venue he selected because it would be the finest venue. I've seen the hallways in Diddy's home. I want to be anywhere close to that man. But, Bo, we spent some time in L.A. All-Star Weekend, the Jordan party. You also fell asleep waiting for that. Is this
I didn't want to go to that one. No, they didn't kill that party till like 2 o'clock in the morning.
There was that driveway and all the people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice try, buddy. Do you in closing?
In closing, Justin Bieber's Range Rover reportedly broke down in the Watts neighborhood of South Los Angeles. Let's watch what happened next.
Justin Bieber in the hood, he in the trenches with the kid, Chemo.
Justin Bieber.
On the set.
That's dope, watching this grow up.
Right here, man. Justin Bieber in the hood, cuz. White boy. Seen that.
What? 17. Why is Justin Bieber participating in some sort of decathlon suddenly?
How about why is Justin Bieber in Watts?
And
that is the question that I've got. You're out here asking about why is he doing push-ups because they said so.
But here's the thing, Bo. We're now watching him do all of these athletic events. I am a truther on this. Why is Justin Bieber in Watts? Why would he ever be in Watts?
Well,
this seems like maybe a bit too convenient.
You know, I'm actually with you on this one, and here's why.
Yes.
I know a lot about playing basketball in somewhat rough neighborhoods. You saw how he did that thing where he threw the ball around that dude's back? You don't do that on the road.
That would be dangerous.
They do not tolerate such behavior on the road.
He was singing also. Justin Bieber wanted to get good with the people, and I feel like that was a little bit calculated.
Yeah, I'd give to him. I'm not that dedicated to getting good. I'd have never made that stop. Highly questionable is next.